Hello, and greetings from Addis Ababa. My name is Ambassador Retired Reuben Brigety, and I'm the President of Busara Advisors. It is a great honor for me to be able to join you for the Africa Political Outlook Dialogue, and I regret that I can't be with you in person due to previous engagements I have here in Ethiopia. But I couldn't be happier or more grateful to be able to join you for this particular session on the importance of courage, particularly courage for our young people, as we contemplate the future of Africa. You know, it is said that the young people are our future, but in the case of Africa, this is more than simply a cliche. It is a profound geopolitical development. As most of us know, by the year 2050, which is not that far away from now, at least 1/4 of humanity will be African. And somewhere between 30 and 40% of the world's working age population will also be African. That is an extraordinary development, which will have profound implications not only for Africa, but also, indeed, for the rest of the world. And so the question that we must ask ourselves is, how do we think about this incredible fact as we also think about the development future of the continent? I would submit that a few things are important. First, consistent with the theme of this panel, that is the value of courage. The great late poet Maya Angelou once said something to the effect that courage is the most important virtue because it's the one that makes all the others possible. It takes courage to risk, it takes courage to love, it takes courage to lead. It takes courage to stand up, and it takes courage not only to imagine, but to bring about a different future. And in this respect, I think that courage is indispensable for Africa's young people. On the one hand, it is an extraordinary gift that this reservoir of active and creative and hardworking people are going to be in Africa. But it's also happening at a time when we are seeing profound changes in how we understand the nature of work, and everything from AI and how it's going to change content creation to how it's going to change our approaches to manufacturing and virtually everything under the sun. This is a challenge that is being grappled with in every developed economy in the world, and for sure will be an issue that Africa is going to have to grapple with as well. Nevertheless, it is also true that as we think about the fast and profoundly shifting geopolitical forces in our world today, that the primary overriding focus for Africa writ large must be a laser-like focus on the continent's development. The good news is that the African Union's Agenda 2063 lays out a pretty strong vision for what this is going to look like, in everything from the importance of scientific research to the growth of economies through the Fourth Industrial Revolution to the importance of silencing the guns and making peace. But all of these things, we know, will not happen on their own. One of the things that I often say to students that I teach is that history is not inevitable. It is a direct result of the choices that people make. And so, as Africa's young people, in the context of courage, I would continue to focus on three very important things. The first is to insist that your governments provide the enabling environment that will allow you to seek your destiny at home. So, the very good news, as we are firmly in the second quarter of the 21st century, is that much of the old ideologies have been laid by the wayside. And while there is some debate about how much or how little one should take this approach, what we know for sure is that private sector-led economic growth is the fastest way to grow sustainable jobs in any economy. But for that to work, there simply have to be the right enabling conditions within a particular economy, within a particular country. Commitment to the rule of law, transparency in contracts. All these things, for example, help to create the enabling conditions that attract foreign investment And we know those investments create businesses, and those businesses create jobs, and those jobs create dignity because they allow for a future. But one of the other things that we also know is that governments will respond to the demands of their citizens. And in a democracy, the price of being a free people is that nobody's coming to save us. And so it is vital for Africa's young people to consider consistently push peacefully for governing and economic environments that will lead to long sustained economic growth. The second thing that I would submit is that the entrepreneurial aspect of economic growth has to be embraced by Africa's young people. There is no shortage of creativity, no shortage of ideas, and quite frankly, no shortage of challenges that can be addressed starting on smaller levels and then being scaled to larger levels. And we also have any number of examples, both across the continent and beyond, of what this scalable entrepreneurship looks like. Now, we also know, quite frankly, that one of the challenges is finding the appropriate capital in order to scale these ideas and be able to do so in a way that is appropriate for African environments. That is certainly one of our focuses at Busara Advisors, is finding common cause with those that understand the importance of finding innovative ways to flow capital to drive African markets and to meet them where they are. But I would encourage you to look for opportunities for problems to solve that are right around you. One hopes that there is the good paying job with a stable corporation that can launch your career and sustain you for 30 years. But increasingly what we are finding all over the world is that that idea of a single long-term job is increasingly elusive, and one needs to learn to have initiative, to look for opportunities, to develop one's skill set, and to bring solutions to problems where those solutions have value. The final thing that I would submit to you, again, in the context of courage, is to have the courage to dream big. Small plans don't excite or cause a great deal of commitment from anyone. It's big plans, big ideas that change the world. And the good news is there are plenty of big problems to be addressed. And I would encourage you to think big as you look to solve them, with partners, with friends, with the idea that we're all committed to a brighter future for Africa. So I wish you all the best in this very important conversation. I look forward to working with you. And as we say at Busara Advisors, God bless you all. Thank you.